The Carolina game. Is UNC winning? Oh, it's league. Oh, thank God. I thought it was basketball and I didn't want to see it. I'll be honest.
Beautiful.
Now we got some League of Legends. This is my element. Here we go. Fiora in the top lane. TEC2020 in the jungle. This is a grudge match, ladies and gentlemen. UNC Chapel Hill Esports representing their Division 1 team here to compete, I believe, against Duke's League of Legends team. So we have Fiora in the top lane for Duke, TEC2020 jungle, Cassiopeia mid, Ezreal and Nautilus in the bot lane, up against Set in the top lane, Olaf in the jungle, Rise middle with Misfortune and Leona in the bottom lane. Now we are able to wait for the spectator delay for a little bit, and let me tell you, this game should see some very exciting team fights.
Absolutely. This is like you were saying, this is your forte, not mine. I do not know one thing about League of Legends, unfortunately.
Well, then I will absolutely love to take over. So we shall see the Leona engage with the Olaf. Leona constantly able to find fights with her ultimate, with her Zenith Blade, able to find engages. Hopefully we'll have to see Ezreal very elusive, Fiora elusive as well, and maybe not someone you want to lock down with her Repose and being able to parry some CC, but certainly Cassiopeia will be a vulnerable champion on the side of Duke. We'll have to see if UNC is able to collapse on there, or maybe we'll see some teleport shenanigans from UNC's mid laner playing the Rise. I would like to point out Ezreal, Cassiopeia, Fiora, all taking teleport. Something we should have our eyes out for is potential lane swaps if we see certain lanes taking advantage. Ezreal able to destroy towers very easily with his W ability, able to get onto the tower. But Misfortune and Leona, a very formidable bot lane. Very hard to disrupt. Lots of damage from Leona and Misfortune, as well as a lot of zoning potential from the Misfortune.
Towers and minions and zones and lanes.
Yep, those are the areas of the map.
That's fair. I never claimed to know MOBAs.
Additionally, I would love to see the Set versus Fiora matchup in the top lane. Fiora obviously a very good duelist, hopefully able to potentially get a lead and able to split push maybe with the help from TEC2020 in the jungle, but Olaf, very formidable, very dually, maybe able to pressure the TEC2020 early on into the game. We'll have to see, but certainly this mid lane matchup, I think, will be the deciding factor. You have Rise, if they're able to get ahead, make plays all over the map with his ultimate, with the teleport summoner spell. Here's the bracket. Now we see Ice Cold. Back to Rocket League. We'll move away from the other type of league. Back to what we're all here for. Now we see Ice Cold able to take the quarterfinals 3-2 over Monkeys of the World. Enigma, wow. Total advantage, as we saw. Total advantage moving on. Speed Bumps and Three Stooges are our other semifinal matchup.
Just looking at numbers, right? Play, but I can do it.
Right. Let's take a look at the numbers.
Yeah. So what we've seen, obviously, these are all high-level Rocket League players, right?
Absolutely.
There's nobody getting 3-0'd here in the quarterfinals coming in, right?
No,
everybody here took at least one round. Nobody got stomped all the way through here.
Now. Absolutely.
And then also 3-2 for 3 different matchups. Now, obviously, 3-1 is the only other alternative where somebody does score but still loses, right? Or somebody scores but doesn't push it as close as you can. But 3-2 all the way through. What that tells me, Mac and Cheese, is we're looking at some very, very close Rocket League matchups that are going to be coming into the semifinals and then our finals.
Absolutely. Going off of that point, we obviously picked the wrong match to put on stage. Only match of the quarterfinals to not go to Game 5. But nonetheless, we're going to see Speed Bumps and Three Stooges, I believe, on stage here now, ready to compete in the semifinals, hopefully get some more of that cash prize.
Cash money, baby, cash money. United States dollars.
Absolutely. Here on my stage right, we have the Three Stooges here with their manager, as well as Speed Bumps on my left. I'm absolutely thrilled to see these two teams compete. Obviously, each of them surviving a brutal 5-game series in the quarterfinals. Now let's see if either team can continue momentum as we swap into some League of Legends. Oh my god!
Yeah, there it is. There. Somebody's having some fun up here on stage, I gotta say.
No
Speed
legs,
bumps,
but I still
just
have a
talking
little
about these
spring in
teams,
my
we're
step.
talking about the players real quick. Speed bumps made up of 7 Duis and Sykes, whereas 3 Stooges again over here on our right, gonna be made up
Minions
of
have
our
spawned.
Daffy Jr. player, our Blurry player, and Knight. That's made up the 3 Stooges teams.
Absolutely, 3 Stooges indeed. Let's see. Hopefully, they're able to have some fun in the game and show us some crazy antics.
Yes, sir. Antics something on stage. Somebody having fun with one of our streams. And but Rocket League going on. We're gonna have Mac talking a little bit about the with this League of Legends.
Absolutely, in the League of Legends, we see UNC Chapel Hill able to find a jungle invade, taking the enemy red buff, but Duke is completely well aware of this situation. So what we're going to look for is some vertical jungling from the junglers, but as we see Fiora having some trouble handling the set. Olaf now moving to take the Raptors as Sejuani moves into UNC Chapel Hill's red buffed area. Like I said, we can expect some vertical jungling, which simply means that they're going to say Olaf is going to stay on the top side of the map while Sejuani stays over by the bottom. Duke and UNC both know this, so we'll hopefully see some pressure onto the UNC bot lane, while Duke's top laner playing the Fiora should definitely expect to see some pressure from the Olaf. Additionally, as we see Rise pressuring the Cassiopeia, definitely showing up to the mid lane using his point and click mechanics. Obviously very well skilled, but very smart to know that he needs to pressure using those abilities while he still can. Cassiopeia and Rise will both scale very well into towards the late game, but Rise, I believe, definitely has the early advantage, being able to easily poke with his E ability, being able to spread onto the Cassiopeia through casting the spell onto the minions. But as we see now, Set absolutely dominating Fiora, looking to get the first blood. Can he get it? No! Duke's Fiora flashes away just before giving up first blood. UNC's top laner showing that he can absolutely handle this matchup with ease. Although burning his flash, I think that it was well worth it. You are now looking back and then teleport back to lane. Hopefully won't miss too much CS, as we see clearly on screen a very even bot lane matchup. But again, as I mentioned before, Leona and Misfortune able to use a lot of their early abilities to zone away the Ezreal and the Nautilus. Very point and click from the UNC bot lane. Ezreal's poke having to answer, but now, as I said, looking to pressure the bot side. Leona teleporting away, looking to kill the Sejuani, flashing forward, Misfortune with the first blood, picking it up. UNC Chapel Hill finding the answers to the Duke pressure, and they showed that they can absolutely handle this game.
Formative Zen, again, I do not know League of Legends very well that myself, but Formative Zen is the first time somebody's dying. That's pretty big, right?
This is definitely, I would say, towards the earlier tail end of First Blood. Obviously, it's very possible that it happens earlier, but now we see we're back into the action. UNC's Olaf trying to find an answer onto the Sejuani, hitting one axe after the other with the blue buff. Can he find the kill? Cassiopeia flashing forward. Olaf finds the kill. Now trying to kill Cassiopeia with his attack speed from the passive. Cassiopeia flashing away. Can he find an answer? No. Olaf must retreat as we're back into the top lane. Seeing UNC's Set trying to kill the Fiora. Fiora's passive not quite ideal for her on the bottom end, unable to get that passive healing and the additional true damage. Now we'll see that it's in a bit easier spot for the Fiora, trying to hit it, but just can't. We're seeing UNC Chapel Hill come off aggressive and ready to fight into this grudge match. We're salty about basketball, so we're gonna have League of Legends.
Take one candy out of it, right? There you go.
Olaf now continuing pressure, trying to find on the flashless Fiora, but can't hit any axes, still can't. This is 3. Now Sejuani looking to capitalize. Fiora finding the parry. Will Set be able to kill the Fiora? Yes, he can, as he tries to now escape from the Sejuani. Now the UNC and Duke trading 1 for 1. As we see now back to the peaceful mid lane, where we just find farming. It's calm here in the mid lane. No action required.
There you go. It's calm.
Calm. Now we see 5 minutes into this game. I will say, Tugboat, this is a little absurd. An almost 2K gold lead already from UNC Chapel Hill. And at this point in the game, that's absolutely everything. We should look for UNC's top laner Set to absolutely dominate the Fiora. He has such a crazy gold advantage, as well as hopefully UNC's bot lane able to misfortune allow Leona to roam and impact this mid lane potentially. Duke probably shouldn't be looking for any fights, but Leona finds the Nautilus with the Olaf. Nautilus still with his flash, uses it and gets out of trouble.
Quick way to get out of dodge on that one.
Absolutely, Cassiopeia simply running in the mid lane as UNC Chapel Hill looks to take the first dragon 6 minutes into their game and continue and try to get that dragon soul. As it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, here for the other kind of league we're talking about, Rocket League, we're about ready for our semi-final matchup between Three Stooges and Speed Bumps. Stay tuned for that. But now, as we continue League of Legends gameplay, this is a fun game. No one ever gets salty. Fiora continuing, trying to find an answer. Set absolutely dominating this lane as the UNC Chapel Hill bot lane, their pressure, keeping their bot lane under the tower, allowing Olaf to pressure the bot lane opposing jungle of Duke. Nailed it. There it is. Set continuing pulling in Fiora, looking to get a kill. Can he find a way? Still holding on to his ultimate, not wanting to go forth too quickly. Now we see Pings trying to Duke, scrambling to find an answer. Now 2K gold lead still for UNC Chapel Hill, starting to get work done on the turret plating and hopefully continue building up a gold lead advantage. As we see UNC pushing on all three lanes, unable, not letting Duke let up on pressure at all. Olaf, we see the UNC jungler finding ways to counter jungle, taking away resources from the Duke team. As we see Duke just trying to scramble whatever CS they can find. Now we see Sejuani, the Duke jungler, losing the second buff. The Sejuani already lost blue buff, and now Olaf able to take both buffs of the Sejuani. Absolute resource denial from UNC's jungler. Now continuing to try to find more and more kills. Olaf with his ultimate looking strong. Cassiopeia maybe unable to find an answer. Gets hit by the Sentinel and gets absolutely manhandled by the UNC team as they're going to look to take Risky Boys.
That's how 4 players lead one quickly, isn't it?
Absolutely. Now Duke trying to find an answer of their own, unable to find it. Now Misfortune 1v2ing the Duke bot lane, able to find almost one kill. Now Nautilus, what do you think in Misfortune? Trying to find a kill, unable. Misfortune forced to use Flash, but Set here trying to also find a kill. We have action going on at all parts of this game. Now Leona back, finding an engage onto the Nautilus, but Misfortune too low of health to help. Now finding Leona trapped, forced to flash away.
Now a different type of league.
Now a different type of league, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to kick things off for our first